Hello and welcome to another Just Bring It podcast. Today I have a special guest at my side. She's the reigning wXw Women's Champion. Our today's guest is Iva Kolasky. And as you know from other podcasts before this, again, there are two non-native speaking English persons in this podcast, so be kind to us for our kind of English. And so, everything else is said. Let's start with podcast. So let's welcome our guest to our today's podcast. Let's welcome the reigning wXw Women's Champion, Iva Kolasky. Hi, Iva. How are you?
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm doing really great. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine as well. Some work to do before going into holiday, but I'm really happy that we have found our appointment for the podcast. We had to switch the appointment sometimes because I was ill. I had an ill cat at home, so I had a lot of work here. And now it's getting better, and we have found a time to come together to talk
Finally.
about your time in wrestling.
Yeah, we are here. So let's do it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So let's talk about all your time in wrestling. We just decide that we will talk about the whole time because you are in wrestling for, I guess, 2 years now.
Yeah,
If I
kind
recall.
of 2 years, just a little bit more.
Yeah, okay. And on the our favorite database cage match, there's your first match in August 2019. Is this right?
Yeah, definitely because my debut to be honest, my debut came very suddenly,
Ah, okay.
but um my first wrestling match was on 24th of August in 2019, as
Yeah.
you said before.
Mhm.
And my opponent was a really kind and talented Russian girl named Alita.
Yeah.
And I clearly remember the feelings that I felt before my match. And the funny part is like I was injured, I think 4 or 5 days before my debut match. And I was so full of stress and worried it will be healed or not by the
Mm.
day of the show. But yeah, everything went well. We taped my knee, and the only thing I could think of was I'm making my dream come true as a small town girl because I wasn't born in the capital city, but in the countryside in wXw.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, it makes it much more excited, I think, because I had goosebumps, my palms were sweating, and you know the typical stuff.
Yeah, can totally understand this. So
Yeah.
let's talk about your wrestling character at the moment first before we look back on your history in wrestling.
Yeah.
So you are wrestling under name Iva Kolasky. Who is Iva Kolasky? Who is the character Iva Kolasky?
Yeah. The name is with connection with my full name, with my real name, because
Hmm.
my third name is Eva
Ah, okay.
and my last name is Kolarowski.
Ah,
But you know, it's kind of hard to pronounce, so I just um I just take out a few letters
hmm,
from my last name, so that's how Kolaski came.
hmm.
And about my character, um, it's mostly a street fighter woman who wants to show the Hungarian fire to everyone. And I would like to show a tiny or small girl can be dangerous as well. Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, it's really interesting. So if you compare your character with some figure of a film or series, who could it be? Who is similar
Hmm.
to Iva Kolasky?
Yeah, that's a great question. Um, because of my height and my strength, I don't know. maybe you know the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, yeah,
It,
yeah.
it's a series, yeah, and I think I would say the blue girl from the series.
Hmm.
But in other hand, I always loved the Assassin movies and games, and and my favorite game was Mortal Kombat,
Hmm.
and maybe you know Sonya Blade,
Yeah, of
and
course.
because of her moveset, I would say her and the blue girl from the Powerpuff Girls.
That's a really interesting combination of Sonya
Yeah,
Blade
I
and the
know.
Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sonya Blade is. I just have to think about it. She was also in the newest Mortal Kombat movie. Am I right?
Yeah, but I didn't saw the movie because to be honest, I don't like the trailer of this because
Mm,
I don't know. I think I will stay with the game
yeah,
word.
yeah, me too. I have seen the movie and I don't really like the movie as well. So
Yeah, everybody says that. That's why I didn't wanna watch it.
yeah, it's a pity. It's such a good material, but it's made that bad. So,
Yeah.
but let us don't talk about bad things. Let us talk about good things. Let us talk about how you have started with wrestling. How does the idea of you becoming a wrestler come into your mind?
Yeah. As I mentioned before, I was born in Békéscsaba in the countryside, and the fact that I'm wrestling and I'm a wrestler now is due to one of my buddy because I did a lot of sports in my life. I did gymnastic, I did judo, but I didn't exactly know what is pro wrestling.
Hmm.
But as I mentioned, one of my buddy just invited me for a show, and I remember it was in 2017 in January, and it was ACW Breakthrough Show, and of course I went to the show, but just as a fun, and that was the moment when I simply fell in love with wrestling, with the whole wrestling world, and the only thing I knew I wanted to be a wrestler, and I want to do the wrestling stuff. So I just felt like I found myself, and I was sure this is the thing I can do with complete passion,
Hmm.
and I think this is what matters.
Yeah, yeah, it's real. But how did you start with wrestling after becoming addicted to it?
Yeah, of course I attended to a training. For my first training session was really tiring because I didn't know what to accept from the first session,
Hmm.
but thanks to my sporting past I was able to train as well as I would like to. But yeah, I realized that being a wrestler is a very difficult thing, but the trainings are in a very good mood. There is also discipline, and we give respect to the coaches, and
Hmm.
of course they to us as well. And and the funny part for me, I think, was in my life I have done sports where there is no teamwork, just the individual thing.
Hmm.
Because in judo you are just you. In gymnastic it is just you. And in wrestling you have to cooperate with someone.
Hmm.
So you have to pay attention to each other, pay attention to others' reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. It's not. It's a totally change for your kind of sports to become a wrestler. I can totally
Yeah.
understand this.
Yeah, so it was hard in the beginning for me, but yeah.
Was the training near to your home place, or did you have to travel a lot of time?
um After I moved to Budapest, it's like 20 minutes away, so it's not so far away.
Okay, that's better than before being on the
Yeah.
countryside to get there. Yeah.
Yeah, because if I would live in Békéscsaba, It's about 2.5 hours.
Oh,
So yeah,
two and a
it's
half
better to
hours
live.
each way. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
it's really hard.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you had started training at this time, you had 5 hours of traveling for
No,
I
sorry,
guess.
not five. It's two and a half.
Yeah, yeah.
Two and
Each
a half.
each way 2.5, or just 2.5 to the training and back from the training home.
Yeah. Yeah. All in all, it's 5 hours.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
if you just one
That's
room,
it was.
it's just 2.5.
Yeah, that was what I mean. It's
Oh,
all
sorry.
all in it. 5 hours on your way to
Yeah.
what? How long is a training session?
It's usually 3 hours.
So you would have been more times on traveling than in the training. That would
Yeah.
be really, really hard.
Really. Yeah. Definitely. Yes.
So it was a better way to move closer to the place. Or I don't think
Yeah.
you, but you don't just moved over there for resting, or did you?
Yeah, because I was accepted to university,
Ah,
and
okay.
that was the second reason I moved to the capital city, because there is no opportunity to wrestle in the countryside,
Mm.
and yeah,
What are you studying at university? That could be
low.
interesting. Oh,
Yeah, low. Yeah, it's a 5-year program, but hopefully I will finish the university in 1.5 year if everything goes well.
so fingers crossed that you can finish it in the time you
Yeah.
want to.
Yeah, definitely. Yes.
So let's look some small steps back from your first wrestling. If have you watched wrestling before on television?
Um, I started to watch after 2017,
Hmm.
and I always watched Alexa Bliss because in that time she was my favorite wrestler. Because if I would say that our style is very similar,
Hmm.
but um, 3 years ago, I guess, um, me and the HCW guys spent 1 week at the wXw Academy,
Hmm.
and we had the opportunity to attend a Mike Bailey seminar, and he taught us a lot of useful knowledge. And after this academy week, um, for now he's one of my favorite wrestler. So if I have to say one favorite wrestler, I would say Mike Bailey.
I can totally understand this. Mike Bailey is not just a really good wrestler, and I guess he's a really, really nice guy as well.
Yeah, and he thinks about wrestling so differently. So it's insane.
That's really interesting to hear.
Really?
Yeah, and I never talked to Mike Bailey by myself, but I hear of other persons having contact with him that he's really nice and he's a really innovative guy in wrestling.
Yeah, yeah, and he told us a lot of fancy stuff, and I think it was the most intense 1 week in my life.
Mhm. Yeah,
So we just love it.
and you have come back to WXW sometime later, and we will talk about this a little bit later. So let's come back to your first experiences. You just talked about your first training and you had the background of sports.
Yeah.
How was this training for your and your body in case of what was hurting the most after the first wrestling training?
Mm, after the first session, I feel like I'm dead because I was very tired. But yeah, all in all, I loved it. So that was no hurting
Mhm.
body part or things like
Ah,
that.
okay. So that's the your positive thing that you have such a lot of sports in your background.
Yeah,
So
it helped me a lot. It helped me a
yeah,
lot. Yeah.
can totally understand this. So you are not the one that is totally messed up after the first training.
Yeah, but um the crazy stuff in the training was like, we have to train with boys because in Hungary wrestling is more famous among men,
Hmm.
and and right now in the HDAP dojo there are just a few women, like 5 or 6 women.
Hmm.
And back then when I started the wall stuff, it was it was just me, because right before my debut, Audrey Bride retired, who was
Oh,
the
okay.
only active female wrestler at that time. So
Oh, oh, that's a shame. So you
yeah,
you
yeah,
could have worked with her, perhaps if she had made a half year longer than she
yeah,
did.
yeah. I think the same at that time, but here I am.
Yeah. So I can totally understand that it's a different way to train with men than with other women, but you also learn how to work with everyone inside the ring, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and I think, if I can say that, it is better to work with men, because I mean, I love to work with women, but if you have a chance to work with men, it just help you to being a better wrestler, I think.
Because they have more experience, or why do you think so?
Um, I think because of their weight, because you can lift up a girl easily,
Okay.
but I'm not sure you can lift a man in the same
Mm.
um in the same, how can I say that,
It's not
the
that
same
easy to
strength.
lift a man than a woman.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think for that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both talked before that we are both no native English speakers,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's
we have the
always hard
same
for me.
problems.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But you're not alone with this problem. I talked to, I guess, Sensor Volto told me he had the same problem
Yeah,
time and
it's
time again.
always hard to say the decent words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I'm totally with you at this place.
Yeah.
So are your who are your trainers, and you with which trainers have you trained before?
Yeah, we have several trainers in the dojo, and but if I have to say, the main coaches, they are Icarus and Dover, the arrows of Hungary, and a young man named Peter Tihany.
Hmm?
They also work in wXw, so I'm sure you know them. And maybe you had a podcast with the Arrows of Hungary, I guess.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Icarus and Dover have already been here.
yeah, 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 yeah. And I think they are the best trainers, because you have no idea how grateful I am to them. And they are more than just my coaches, because they have always helped me in everything. And the truth is, they are the reason I am here now, so I couldn't wish for better coaches than them.
So the Arrows of Hungary are a kind of family to you.
Yeah, and of course the young guy Peter Tihany,
Yeah.
so they always help me. Yeah.
Peter Gianni is a really interesting wrestler as well, I have to
Yeah,
say.
he's so young. He's younger than me.
Oh, I didn't know. I just thought you were showing the similar age.
Yeah, it's almost the same, but I am 23 now and he is like 21, I
Oh,
guess. I'm not sure, but yeah, 20 or 21.
but I would have guessed that you are also just 21. But so I'm nearly 40. Perhaps I can't really think about how young the young wrestlers are at my from my side. That could be possible. So what are your main points in training? If you train for a match or for a wrestling show, what are you training the most?
Yeah, of course my trainers correct me in every way,
Hmm.
but I know my weaknesses and I always want to fix them. So, um if I do a workout, I try to get the most out of myself. And I'm short. So unfortunately, I can't lift everyone up or keep them the way I should.
Mhm.
That's why I do weightlifting besides wrestling, because Dover has his own gym, which is
Okay.
like 20 meters from the dojo or something like that.
Mhm.
So I do the ring trainings, and besides that, my powerlifting workouts are written by Dover. So yeah, that's are my main points. Know my weaknesses, fix it, and trying to get muscles. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would say that.
So how much do you lift in powerlifting?
Um, I do deadlift about 100 kilograms. Bench press is like
So you lift nearly the double of your own weight.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
lot.
It's not loud because there are many guy and the woman who lift much more than me. So I'm just trying to keep the level.
But for me as a non-wrestler, it's a lot to lift double of your own weight.
Okay, in that case, thank you.
Oh, really interesting. I'm really it's really cool that you just focus on your own things that you think you have to improve and you work on this. That's I think it's best way in every kind of job or of sports
Yeah,
that you can do.
yeah, that's true.
So let's get from training to wrestling. You just talked about your first wrestling match. Let's talk about your feelings at your first wrestling match. How nervous have you been before getting inside the ring?
You have no idea. I was crazy shocked, and I was very excited. As I said before, my palms were sweating, and I didn't even know I am a girl or a boy. I was just scared. But my coach, it was Peter Tihany, escorted me to the entrance place,
Mhm,
and he was like, "Don't worry, just enjoy it." And and that moment, all my fears were gone, and I just lived only for the moment. Like, I am here. This is my chance and my opportunity to show the world who I am, what I am fighting for.
yeah, it's really good advice to just enjoy the moment. So I guess
Yeah.
you're not that messed up if you just enjoy and don't think too much about what could happen.
Yeah, he said exactly the same thing just you said before.
And did you get it? Did you enjoy your first match?
Yeah, I loved it. I clearly remember every part of the match, and my heart just beat very fast, and I was super happy. I was relieved this moment in every time
Mhm,
if I would have a chance for this, because I will remember for this moment for forever, I think.
mhm. I can understand this. The first time of something that you really love is always something really, really special.
Yeah, and I feel that something just started. So I don't know what's coming next, but I know something is coming. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I can totally understand what you're talking about. That's if you start something new and you have the feeling of there's coming more than just what I'm experiencing at the moment. That's so
Yeah,
special.
and the moment when you just feel that you found yourself, and
Yeah.
I think the best part of this, and in the life, if you found yourself, the stuff with you can do with full passion. So yeah.
And I think it's also really nice if the fans react to you and show you that they like what they see inside the ring when you are there.
Yeah, the fans were really great, because in Hungary we have a really good crowd. It's about yeah, it's about 3 and 400
Hmm.
people, all in the show. So yeah, it's a kind of great
Hmm.
crowd.
I've watched the first two Passion Pro shows in the
Yeah,
past.
but
But the
Yeah,
crowd
but
was really cool in there.
yeah, they are noisy. But yeah, Passion Pro is the brand, not brand new, but the new
Yeah,
promotion
of
of
course.
the arrows. So yeah, finally we have much more opportunity to
Yeah.
wrestle in Hungary.
And you started as a Hungarian. What I'd have to check the real name.
Yeah,
Hungarian. How are they called? Championship Wrestling. Hungarian Championship Wrestling. No, I got it. That was your start.
yeah, in HCW, yeah. And when I did my debut, my name was not Iva Kolasky, it was Emese, because Emese is my real name.
Ah, okay.
But but I think if I'm saying that to foreign people to pronounce Emese, it's not the easiest thing. So that's why I did the name changing.
Your name Iva Kolasky is much more easy for people talking English,
Yeah, yeah,
I guess.
that's why. Yeah, yes.
So let's look forward in your time wrestling. You also had some matches for Rings of Europe, I see, in the mid of 2020.
Yeah, it was 1 year ago, I guess, one and a
Mm.
half, because that was my first foreign journey
Ah,
or
okay.
tour. And Austria is really near to Hungary, so it's like about 3 or 4 hours away.
Ah,
So
okay.
we just do it with car, so it's easy for us.
Yeah, yeah, I can understand this. That's much more way to come to Oberhausen to WXW.
Yeah, but we did the same car journey
Oh,
by car. It was about 12 hours, I guess.
oh, it's really hard.
Yeah, but it was okay because we just love to being there, so no problem.
Yeah, okay. I can understand this. Did you arrive at Oberhausen one day before or just on the day of the show?
Uh, in that weekend, you mean,
Yeah.
or yeah, because we will travel by plane and
Ah,
we
okay.
will arrive at Friday.
Hmm.
So yeah, one day
That's
before
good.
the
So
show.
you have some time to relax and to come home to
Yeah, it's
Oberhausen.
easier. Yeah. But I'm so excited about that. I can't wait for this.
Yeah, we have to talk about the show later. Let's just talk about your start with WXW. You came to WXW with the Wheel of Wrestling shows in, I guess it was in this
In May.
in May. It was in May when you recorded the shows, and you were part of the new women's division in WXW.
Yeah.
How was it for you to be part of the women's division of the greatest, the biggest wrestling promotion in Germany?
Yeah, before I would never ever think about that. I would be in WXW in that short period of time because as you mentioned, the biggest promotion in Europe, so it's still surreal for me. But when I get the first contact, you know, we spent a week at the week WXW Academy, and maybe they remembered me from there.
Mm.
And if I remember correctly, in March or in April, Icarus called me on the phone, and he was like, "Hey, Amesha, you will have a chance to take part in the WXW tapings," and I was super happy and amazed, and I just started to cry. But I just still can't believe it. I am here and I work for WXW because it's really a pleasure.
And you worked a lot for WXW. You had a lot of matches in the last months, I guess, half a year. A lot of matches that you did there. And
Yeah,
you have also joined, for example, the Shortcut to the Top. Was this your first time you participated? It was the first time to participate in a Rumble. How did you find this experience?
yeah. Before that, um, I would never ever been a Rumble match,
Mhm.
but for me was was really great because I can stand in the ring with a lot of great wrestlers,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like just amazed, and I'm just trying to copy their moves, what they are doing in the rumble, and I'm trying to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's an interesting idea. And I see some days before you had a six-man tag team match at Passion Pro where you did some intergender wrestling. You were, if I looking right, I don't really know,
yeah.
were you the only woman inside the match?
Yeah, because in that time I was the only female wrestler who is active, but 1 month ago there is a girl named Sabolchi Orshi
Hmm.
who did her debut
Oh, okay.
in the HDEP show. So right now there are two active wrestler in Hungary.
So do you need some more women coming from other parts of Europe to
Yeah,
support
for
you in
sure.
Hungary?
Yeah, that would be great.
So let's go back to WXW. And so I guess you made your point in WXW. So you were sent into a best of three series against Stephanie Mays.
Yeah.
You had three matches, obviously, against each other. How was it to work with Stephanie Mays?
I think it was really great because we had a great connection, and right before this best of three series, I checked her on YouTube, and I mean her matches, and she's like the typical badass girl. So I was a little bit afraid of her, but when we just started to talk, I just feel that we will have a great match. So I just left to work with her.
Mhm.
So it went really well. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had some great matches, and you became the new
Yes.
WXW Women's Champion. How was this feeling after you heard that you will be the new WXW Champion?
Yeah, I'm trying to not to cry, but I can't explain how happy I was and still happy I am because I don't know, I'm just a girl from the countryside, just from Hungary, and I had the chance to win win a title, not just a title, the title in the biggest promotion in Europe. I don't know how can I explain this. It's surreal. It's
Mhm.
insane. It's crazy, but it's a real honor, for sure.
Mhm. Yeah, you are the next. Will just take your word girl from the countryside, from outside of Germany, from outside of the normal European wrestling bubble that wins the WXW title after Killer Kelly. She was also something special at the moment she won the title, and you are the next one that goes for me in such the same spot to be someone
Yeah,
we haven't recognized over the last years and just win the title at the biggest promotion, like you said, in Europe.
yeah, yeah. And if I just think about that, um, Tony Storm, Killer Kelly, just and Melanie Gray
Yeah.
just had the same title as I have right now, and oh my god, yeah,
There are a lot of experience was there before, and
yeah,
you can show them that you can do it as well as
yeah.
they
I
do.
would like to.
You already are wearing the title longer than Killer Kelly did at her first title run.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the bet as long as possible and as I can. So yeah,
So you had some matches after this. You defeated Nikki Foxley in a title match, and now there is 21st anniversary on the way, and this podcast will be there on the morning of the 21st anniversary show. So we can talk about who you are facing. You are facing Sky Smithson at 21st anniversary.
yeah. She looked badass, like like Stephanie Mays,
Yeah.
but I think I will do my best and trying to do my best, and I hope it's not gonna be any problem. I will fight for the battle as hard as I can, and I will do everything for this to keep the title.
Yeah. Did you know her before?
Uh yeah, because I just searching women wrestling on YouTube,
Hmm.
and I just found her videos. So yeah, I knew her about from these videos, and I know she wrestler in England.
Yeah.
I saw her matches in Pro Wrestling if I'm not mistaken.
I guess you're right.
Yeah,
I'm messing up the whole promotions sometimes, so I can't really fix. But she is from London directly, and I guess she was
yeah,
there before. Yeah,
yeah,
she
yeah,
was with Eve. She was with Progress, and she
yeah,
has been at Rev Pro and at wXw before.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And I can
yeah.
tell you, she's not just looking bad as she is bad.
She is.
I saw her in some matches. The last one was on the, I guess, the 19th anniversary show with wXw. So she's coming back to anniversary show.
Oh,
And well, it's a lot of fun to see her wrestle. And I guess it would be a really, or it will be a really nice match between
I
you
hope so.
and Sky Smithson. What are you looking for to 21st anniversary? Is there any other match that's not your own that you're looking for, that you are happy for to see on this day?
Yeah.
So there are a
I
lot of matches on the cards. Perhaps you need some time to think about it because I just don't ask you before. That's just a new question for you. I can just tell you who is resting on this evening. We have Heisenberg against Robert Reiska. We have Michael Knight with his Shotgun Championship Open
yeah,
Challenge. We have the ladder match with Tristan Archer, Aigle LeBlanc,
yeah, yeah,
Rotation, Hector, Dennis Kastulnik, and Levaniel. We have, of course, your trainers, the Aries of Hungary,
yeah.
against Faster Mudo and Stephanie Mace.
Japanese, yeah,
We have Cara Noir against Walter, and we have the WXW Unified Champion Axel Fischer against Jörn Simmons. So, what are the matches that you are happy for to be there, to be at place if they are happening, when they are happening?
I'm just curious about all the matches,
Yeah,
but
I can understand this. There's a lot of big
big
fights
name.
in this
Yeah,
one.
I don't know. I can't pick one.
So that's the best way. If you can't pick one off the card, there is everything that's so special that you can look at. It's really cool.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm sure the match with Walter with Caranoir will be sick. So yeah,
This is one really special match because it's the first time that these two wrestle each other. They've never wrestled against each other before, if I
yeah,
heard it right. That's really cool.
yeah. It's gonna be crazy. I'm sure about that.
And to have Walter back in Germany for a match is really nice as well.
Yeah, and he will give us a seminar in Hungary
Ah, cool.
after the anniversary. So yeah,
Oh, that's really cool. So you can learn from Walter as well.
yeah, yeah. But he was in the dojo before 1 year ago
Ah, okay,
or something like that. Yeah.
cool. That's if he is training, it's some really special way to train as well. So you have some other way of training, like with, I guess, Dove and Icarus.
Sorry, I can't hear that.
Sorry. I guess the training with Walter is really special.
Yeah, yeah.
So he's doing something different to Walter and Icarus.
Um.
Or is it similar?
I think all the trainers has has his or her own style
Yeah.
about
Hmm.
teaching, but yeah, that's a great question because you know Icarus, Dover, and Peter, they are know us, so they know our
Hmm.
weaknesses, but in otherwise they know our strength.
Hmm.
But if there is a trainer who didn't know us or don't know us, maybe maybe of of course they are not the same, but I can't say the thing which is different between trainers and trainers, but they are just not similar.
I guess they have the same topics or the same basics in their kind of
Yeah,
training.
yeah, and yeah, they try to highlight other stuff
Hmm.
because maybe th- um when we were at the seminar of Walter,
Hmm.
we did some um on the fly matches,
Hmm.
and if there is a Icarus session, maybe we didn't do as much on the fly stuff. We did, but not too many. So
Okay.
maybe that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess it's always interesting to have some new stuff coming in from a different trainer.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we just talked about your past. We just talked about the future at 21st anniversary. And I guess we will see a lot more of you because you want to defend your title a longer time. So if we want to see you more in wrestling, there has to be a way how we can support you. What can we
Yeah,
do to support you?
um I don't have merch yet,
Mhm.
but you can find me on Twitter, on Instagram as the name like Iva Kolasky, so you can find me there.
So everyone who's interested, just follow her on Twitter and Instagram, and she's really nice in asking messages, asking two messages. I can tell you. So Eva, it was a pleasure for me to have you here.
Yeah, it's the same. Thank you for having me. I really liked it and had fun.
That's great, and I hope you have a great time with wXw and totally with wrestling, and we will see a lot of more of you in the future.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.